Breaking news. This is your brain, and in a moment I'm going to show you what your brain looks like on 5G. Ozzy Stern here, filling in for Rex Bear Leak Project. Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. You're looking at an article next to me called Recent Advances in the Effects of Microwave Radiation on Brains, and it goes into many of the side effects your brain, your nervous system, the biological makeup of your body has being exposed to certain frequencies. Now, the 5G stuff, fifth generation technologies that are running in the millimeter range, that is the microwave range, literally being microwaved. And this article discusses microwave radiation on brains. In just a moment, I am going to show you what your brain looks like on 5G. So make sure to watch the entire podcast. And this is just going to be a few minutes. It's not going to be very long. Now, this is showing you specifically the different frequency ranges, the radio frequencies. And if you're running in the 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz, that's, 4G technology. Most cell phone towers are emitting frequencies around 800 megahertz, very high levels of it. That's high. That's not good. It's just not as intense as the fifth generation stuff. So that's considered a very high frequency, ultra high frequency. It's considered an ultra high frequency. Then you're getting into the 5G stuff, the super high frequencies, 30 gigahertz, even extremely high frequencies, 30 gigahertz. That's microwave, folks. That's microwave stuff. And don't forget the National Security Council official documentation implementing a nationalization of 5G and how we have to create it so we can keep up with China and other nations with information. Now, I think the real culprit of this, one of the many culprits, I should say, is mood control. Literally manipulating the mood that you're in. Companies have been doing different marketing strategies for years to sell their product. Now imagine if you could hook up with Big Brother or a telecommunications company and say, hey, we want to market these people. Let's change their behaviors. Let's change their patterns. Look up what the Tavistock Institute used to do with mapping brains of mean monkeys, aggressive monkeys, and then relaying that audio frequency over crowds to see what would happen. Look up the many patents using frequencies to create different moods and emotions of people. Now, they're not even going to need to use elements or chemicals like lithium. Remember the articles that said they were spraying lithium in the atmosphere? Well, now they don't even need to do that to keep you docile. Forget the fluoride. They'll just change your behavior via frequencies. Also, look up how frequencies affect your health. Somebody that's in good health will have a frequency of around 66 hertz. Well, what is a 5G tower or a 4G tower constantly emitting these high frequencies of radiation going to have effects on you? Read about all the different workers and employees that are constantly around these towers and the side effects they have. Sleeping, depression, they can't sleep as well, they have depression, etc. And then how about people that have their router next to their bed at night when they go to sleep and they have tough time sleeping? Or have neighbors with all these devices? How do you get out of it? Well, folks, I've got some things lined up for the future that I'm not going to share with you now that will help offset certain dangers from being, that will help offset the dangers and the levels of exposure. So I'm not going to share that with you now. What I would like to do, though, is show you the liner of these caps, because a lot of people wanted to see what they look like. This is a liner of two different fabrics that will help shield up to 30 gigahertz. So that's in the millimeter range. Now, I just mailed off a bunch of caps today. Got a few of them left if you want one with removable liners. Taking bids. It's a silent auction, leakproject@gmail.com. They are handmade and limited to 33, so keep that in mind. And in the future, the caps are going to look like this with this white yin and yang design. But the originals here are just a full silver look. You can see you've got the full tinfoil look. So when someone says, where's your tinfoil hat? You can say it's right here. And these things are pieces of art. Julian does a great job stitching these together and putting them together. And the liners are just as incredible. But testing my phone with the liner, when I wrap my phone with this liner and I turn on my EMF detector, it substantially cuts down on the levels that this is showing. Now, to make it as effective as possible, I want to show you guys on video in an area where I have absolutely no outside exposure to EMFs, or as minimal as possible, because I'm getting pinged from all sorts of different objects around me right now. This right here is your brain. I want to show you your brain on 5G. Are you ready? All right, let's turn this off. Move this over here. See right there, there is the microwave. I have shared with you how the exact same frequency range can be used in 5G. This is your brain. I just spilt a little bit of egg on my microphone stand. That sucks. Oh well. Hello! Alright, we just look at it. I spilt a little bit more. That's your brain. Wipe the yuckiness off. Okay, now look at this. Bang! Red alert, red alert, red alert, red alert, red alert, red alert, red alert. 409, 350, 100. This is, this is in the milliteslas per square meter. This shouldn't be over 0.1, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Boom! Egg's starting to pop. It's popping in there. Hasn't even been a minute yet. It's been like, all right, 40 seconds. I'm taking it out. Boom. Things popping all over the place. All right, folks. Whew, stinks. Your eggs stink. Your brain is stinky on 5G. Look at that. That's your brain on 5G. It stinks. That's your brain on 5G for 40 seconds. We just look at it. We just look at it. It loves you so much. So, 40 seconds. That's your brain. How do you feel about that? Pretty exciting, isn't it? Look up directed energy weapons and the patents and the frequencies that they use. Look up the 5G 28 gigahertz frequency bands that are being sold to telecommunications companies to transfer this signal. And then read the National Security Council memo that describes how we need to nationalize 5G and have just one network that these telecommunications can rent off of to keep up with companies, same thing, like China. Well, China's a little bit more than a country, corporation, to many people, not to the natives, I'm sure, that love their country and embrace their country, but are there shadow factions that use these countries like corporations and countries to manipulate the masses. They don't care where you're from. They don't consider themselves any nationality. And if they do, which one is it? A lot of these aristocrats think of themselves as a different species, and maybe they are. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with the way people eat and consume, now with this 5G technology availability, network, this streaming, where they want to put these 5G transmitters, the smaller ones, on on street corners, because these signals, they don't go through your body. They hit your body. Well, now, then they want to add the 28 gigahertz band. So you've got the 800 megahertz, which is 800 million hertz. A healthy body should be around 66 hertz. Human resonance used to be around 7.83. Now it's substantially higher than that. You've got this digital network that's going to be able to manipulate people's attitudes. It's going to be able to manipulate people's health, manipulate their brain, literally. And then, what if it can be used for a weapon? Oh, there's Bob. He's tracked. We know where he is. We don't even need to send in the drone. We've got a tower over there. We'll just get him with that frequency, and he'll be driving. Pop, pop. That's what it's going to sound like. It's going to sound like, their brains are going to sound like flatulence. Boom. And you'll be driving with Bob, and all of a sudden, Bob, you okay? And Bob's like, boosh! And like, dang it, there's a cell tower, get out! I mean, this is crazy stuff, folks. It's crazy stuff. But it's a good thing they love us so much, isn't it? A good thing they love us so much. I mean, I'm even getting pinged all over the place right now. I just found out my neighbors had a smart meter installed a short while ago. I'm like, okay, wonderful. And I mean, my brain is not going to assimilate to this. Do you want your brain to assimilate to that? I don't know. I mean, maybe you do. I mean, download speeds are important, right? And they're saying, well, yeah, we got to keep up. We got to be able to download stuff faster. Well, if you're going to be putting up these 5G towers all over the place, you're probably going to have to download things faster because it's probably going to shorten your lifespan. Unless you find a way to offset it. It's pretty wild. It's a good thing they love us so much. I'm just saying, if they didn't love us so much, I would be pretty nervous. And have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. This is your brain on 5G. Are you subscribed? YouTube.com/clandestine Time Lord. If you are you sure the gremlins didn't eat your subscription? Make sure you're still subscribed so you'll get access to the live shows, the latest podcasts, and I have exclusive content on leakproject.com. Become a premium member today. Support Leak Project, support freedom, support awesomeness, support yourself. It's a win-win here at Leak Project. Be the change you want to see.